The greatest cartoon characters of all time. Classic television. Exciting football in the spring. This is the USCFL Network, celebrating 40 years of excellence.
Let's get ready to rumble! Greetings, cartoon and football fans, and especially fans of She-Ra. This is Bob Mozark of the USCFL Network welcoming you to this final competition between the She-Ra of yesteryear and the She-Ra of today. For 13 weeks, and for the final time, we are pitting one episode from the 5th season of the new series in chronological order against one episode of the original series chosen at random. We invite you on YouTube to weigh in with your own comments and scores. We are using the same scoring system as in football, from 0, 2, 3, 6, 7, or 8 points. No episode featuring He-Man will be shown from the original series. For the 5th straight week, the new She-Ra has hung on to a 4-point lead. As we go into round 9, the new She-Ra leads the original She-Ra 43-39. After we take a brief pause, we will begin round 9 of the season 5 She-Ra Showdown.
She-Ra, princess of power, you're my precious, precious princess of power. She-Ra, princess of power, I will save you from that burning tower.
Classic She-Ra, Season 1, Episode 6, Duel at Devlin. In the village of Devlin, Horde troopers led by Dylamug are oppressing the villagers. Darius, the owner of an inn, comes to the aid of one of the villagers who is being bullied by Dylamug, and Darius is himself then roughed up. Dylamug and the troopers leave when Darius's daughter Crystalla throws a pie in the face screen of Dylamug. In the Whispering Woods, Frosta, in her first appearance, delights the Twickets by creating snow on the hillside for sledding. Madame Raz is having more than a little trouble conjuring up breakfast. She-Ra and Swiftwind then leave to go on patrol. In a wheat field outside Devlin, two troopers set up an auto reaper, a mechanical combine to work harvesting the wheat. The troopers leave to go into the village to relax at the inn. Meanwhile, Crystalla, who is traveling to the Whispering Woods to seek out the rebellion, is frozen in fear in the path of the auto reaper. High above the field, Swiftwind spots the young girl's plight, and he and She-Ra swoop down to destroy the machine and save the girl. Crystalla explains her purpose, and She-Ra takes her to the Twigget village. There she tells Crystalla that the rebellion will not come to the aid of the Devlin village until the villagers are willing to stand up for themselves. Crystalla says that the villagers are too frightened to do this. She-Ra explains that she will come to the villagers to lead them in overthrowing the Horde. On their way to Devlin, She-Ra and Crystalla find Darius, who had been frozen by Dylamug when Darius left the village to find Crystalla. She-Ra breaks the ice that encased Darius. In Devlin, Dylamug and the troopers demand the villagers bring all of their valuables to the town square to be collected later in the day. Dylamug leaves just as She-Ra, Darius, and Crystalla arrive. She-Ra tries to inspire the villagers to stand up against the Horde, but the inhabitants of Devlin are too afraid to do so. She-Ra proclaims that she will stand against the Horde herself to prove that it can be done. When the troopers return, She-Ra fights them until she is knocked down by one of Dylamug's ray blasts. Seeing her falter, the villagers come out and fight until She-Ra is able to get her wind back. Dylamug and the troopers flee. She-Ra then tells the villagers that the rebellion will aid Devlin in resisting the Horde. We will now take a brief pause before reviewing the next episode of the new She-Ra 5th season series.
We're warriors, unstoppable. We feel the evil coming and shadows all around. Danger surrounds us but won't bring us down. We're on the edge of greatness, turning darkness to light. We're right beside you, ready to fight. We must be strong, we must be strong, and we must be brave, we must be brave. We gotta fight every bit of strength that we have and never let it go. We're bound to this struggle with mighty sword and flame.
New She-Ra Season 5, Episode 9, An Ill Wind. She-Ra and the Best Friends Squad arrive on Etheria. Having been warned by Perfuma about the chips controlling the behavior of most of the rebels, they carefully enter the rebellion campsite, only to find it in ruins. They decide to travel to Erlandia, the nearest village. There they find it under Horde occupation. The villagers are fearful and unwilling to talk to Adore and her friends. While there, they are attacked by Spinnerella. Just in time, Natasha arrives seeking to prompt Spinnerella to resist the chip controlling her behavior. However, Spinnerella is too powerful, and Glimmer is forced to teleport everybody to safety. There, Natasha and then Frosta attack Catra, not realizing that she is now part of the rebellion. On the Velvet Glove, Horde Prime finds out that the rebellion has now spread to a dozen different planets. He and Hordak visit the vault where the previous bodies of the Horde Primes are kept. Hordak keeps getting memory flashes of his former life while looking at the crystal that Entrapta gave him. Horde Prime accesses the memories of one of his earlier selves and learns how the first ones used magic. Horde Prime is troubled by Hordak, who is apparently beginning to show sparks of independence. On Etheria, the Best Friends Squad returns to Erlandia and fights Spinnerella until they force her to flee. Briefly during the battle, Spinnerella's true self returns, giving Natasha hope that she can eventually be freed. Now that the village has been freed, the villagers agree to support the rebellion. When he finds this out, Horde Prime decides to travel to Etheria himself to put down the rebellion. We will take another brief pause before rating the 2 episodes. Duel at Devlin was a turning point in the Great Rebellion for the original series. She-Ra could have led Bo and Frosta to fight for the villagers, but she wisely chose to let the villagers decide to rise up themselves, thus demonstrating their belief in themselves and in the objectives of the rebellion. I give it a 7. An Ill Wind did not show much character development other than Ron Hordak being taught to wink by Entrapta. The villagers of Orlandia agreed to support the rebellion, but played no role in regaining their own freedom. For this reason, I give the episode a 3. That brings the running total to 46 for the original She-Ra and 46 for the new She-Ra. That means the two She-Ras are tied. Who will pull into the lead in Week 10? Tune in to find out next week. As always, you are invited to post your own reviews and scores. This is Bob Mozart from the USCFL Network signing off.
Oh, aren't you staying?
Sorry, I've got to go. Take care.
Quite a lady.